I'm outside St. Teresa's Church in Mount Marion on a very special piece of grassland. If you're passing by, you might just see it as an overgrown lawn during the summer, but if you stop and have a much closer look, you'll see it's full of orchids, even bee orchids, some pyramidal orchids, and a lot of flowers which I'd be more familiar with seeing in somewhere like the Burren. Things like ladies, bedstraw, fairy flax, knapweed, bird's foot trefoil, and some of the interesting insects that live in calcareous grassland, like the six-spot burnet moth. So I'm here to show you one of the earliest spring arrivals, the cowslip. I think the name of the cowslip, at least, is pretty well known in Ireland. These decreased a lot in the past because of intensive farming and even overpicking. So they're used as a traditional decoration in springtime. But they do seem to be making a comeback in places like this and roadside verges. And we're hoping they'll even appear in our garden this year, because we live literally just up the road, and we've been managing the lawn in our garden the same way as this grassland has been managed for the past maybe decade or so, which is to mow it just once in the autumn, I think. Well, that's what we're doing anyway, and that allows flowers to grow during the summer and to drop their seeds, and then the next generation of flowers can come up the next year. If you're doing that, you should take the grass cuttings off the lawn so that you're reducing the nutrients that go into the soil, which sounds counterintuitive, but that's actually what a lot of wildflowers like. Otherwise the grass outcompetes them. So in doing that over the past year, we've noticed that a lot of the same flowers are coming up in our garden as are growing here in this beautiful grassland. So who knows, maybe cowslips, orchids in our garden this year. So the cowslip is also known in Irish as Banya Bo Blachtaun, and the Latin name is Primula veris. And I discovered earlier it's a little bit difficult to draw. But we've got plenty of time to practice at the moment. And I promise I am going to show you how to make recycled notebooks at some point, so you can start recording these beautiful things yourself. So I use these charts to identify plants and insects. These ones are from the Field Studies Council. So FSC, and you can order them very easily online. They're useful for kind of the more common grassland plants, for example. Where's our cowslip? It's here. And so they've got very simple illustrations of the flower shapes and colours and leaf shapes. This ladybird guide is very, very good as well. I wouldn't recommend so much the bee guide, because these guides are for the British Isles, for Britain and Ireland. So actually the bee guide is for the common bees in Britain, and they seem to be different from what would be more commonly seen in Ireland. This is the moth I was talking about that lives here. Which one is it? Yeah, the six-spot burnet moth. And it makes little banana-shaped and banana-coloured cocoons on the tall stalks of grass, after the caterpillar has had enough to eat and is ready to grow into a moth. I also use these swatches from the National Biodiversity Data Centre. This one's particularly good for bumblebees.